It's advisable to set your video quality to at least 720 HD. You can do this by clicking on the cog in the bottom right hand corner of your screen and adjusting the quality to 720 HD. Hi and welcome to this demonstration of our Computer-Aided Facilities Management System, IBMS, which stands for Integrated Business Management System. My name is Ian Rendell. I've been a technical consultant here at Sapphire Computers for over 10 years. We offer a range of IT support and related services along with bespoke multi-platform application development. Sapphire Computers and IBMS are now in its second decade of success. We have over 50 clients and 2,000 end users both in the office and remote. IBMS is our core product, and I've played an integral role in the development of IBMS and currently manage all new implementation projects. IBMS can either run on a server on your network or on our hosted platform, and we offer a full range of hosted services, including a fully blown cloud-based office solution to complement it. During this demonstration, bear in mind that because we develop IBMS here in-house, we can tailor it to meet your business needs. Each one of your users will have to log into IBMS with their own username and password, and it's this that dictates which sections they have access to and what they can do within the sections. You'll notice as I flick through the sections, they all look the same, which makes learning the product very easy. Up the top you've got the sections that you can choose from. You have the control buttons here, a search facility and some filtering options. On the left hand side you have the list of records that are in the section that you're presently in. On the right hand side you have the details of the record that you have highlighted. You'll see some common buttons throughout this presentation. Wherever this button is, you can click it and you copy the details. This can be pasted straight into a Word document, or in this case, I'm in sites. If you're creating a number of sites which are similar, I can just click New and click the Paste button, and it pastes the details in. You'll also see this button here. This means there's some further information. I'm in the Site section. This site is linked to this client, so I can look at the client details without leaving the record that I'm presently in. Another feature that you'll see is an export feature. You can apply a filter, do some searching, and once you're happy with the selection of records you have, you can just click export. This then produces an Excel document with the records in. The site section, this is where you do your work, and the client section, that's where you send your invoice. A client has to exist for a site to exist. So we can see here on the site section, you've got the main site details, and then you've got the contacts within the site. Each contact can have an unlimited amount of email addresses and phone numbers. Locations and contacts, you can set up locations within the site, and here you can dictate your employee's role at this site. So here you can see I've been set up as the primary engineer. You can add in multiple employee contacts. You've got some general notes which you can add against the site, and some worksheet notes which ultimately can be passed on to your remote engineers to help them do their job. Additional details, you can dictate a set of predefined questions that you want answered on a regular basis. You can import pictures. Here you can set up suppliers which have regularly worked at this site, so if you are going to subcontract work out, you can see who's worked there before. The history section keeps an automatic audit trail of anything that happens on this record, even if it gets deleted. You can also add in manual history and set yourself a reminder. Employees, this shows where your employees work at this site on a regular basis. Periodical contracts let you see at a glance which contracts you have at this site. Mechanical, electrical, cleaning, anything you do on a regular basis. Assets and tasks, this allows you to see at a glance, and there's our reminder. This allows you to see at a glance any unmanaged assets at this site. They are assets that you may have worked on, but you're not contractually obliged to maintain, and any managed assets you have, and these will be managed through the periodical section, which I'll cover off later. PO templates, this allows you to set up purchase order templates for products or services that you order on a regular basis, making it easier to order in the future. The client section, again you can see the layout is the same. You can search on individual clients, or you can search on contacts within clients. You can create client alerts. This means if I was to try and raise a job against this client, this alert would pop up and notify me. Employee contact details, again, this is where you can set up your employees' roles at this client. Here you can see I've been set up as a contract manager. Accounts details is for capturing important financial information. Again, we have the history and notes section. You'll see the history and notes section available in all the sections within IBMS. And the sites tab. This allows you to see at a glance what sites are at this client. The suppliers section. The system treats all suppliers the same, whether they are subcontractors, product suppliers or service providers. The main tab is the main contact details for this supplier, and again you can add in multiple contacts. You can operate an approval system. The history and notes, and some additional details, allowing you to capture their default nominal codes and any other nominal codes. You can also set up supplier alerts. If someone was to try and raise a purchase order against this supplier, they would be notified of any alerts. You can manage your suppliers' accreditations, associations and insurances, ensuring that your suppliers are up to date with their legal obligations when they perform work on your behalf. You can show which services the suppliers cover, any areas. You can also request that they fill out approval questionnaires to work on your behalf. Perform supplier audits, and search any branches the supplier has. One thing you'll notice about suppliers, sites and clients is that you can store multiple contacts against each record. These contacts can ultimately be managed in the CRM system or customer relationships management. Here you can start building up history on an individual. Again, you can set reminders. You can see which records throughout the system they're associated with. So here you can see Andrew Tilburg is associated with the client TLP. He is also associated with the site Robert Denham House. He does not have any supplier associations. You can build up one or more association with any three of these entities. Additional details. Here you can dictate which one of your employees is the relationship manager for this person. You can make any general notes, and you can also manage your marketing campaigns. So you can say that this person here likes golf. He also doesn't mind being sent brochures. From this information, you can build up a contact list, which means you can filter by groups or marketing groups, add a selection of contacts, and then export it. So this can be used in a mail merge. You can give this person access to the web portal, which I shall cover off in more detail later. You can see how many quotes have been raised against this person. More importantly, you can see how many jobs this person has had. This allows you to start identifying the people who hold the purse strings within your client companies. The employee section. This is your employees, whether they're in the office or in the field. The employee section is split into two separate sections, the general section and the HR section. The general section is the first three tabs. So here you can see the main contact details for the employee. Additional details shows where they work on a regular basis, any equipment they have on board, and the vehicles that they have. Vehicles and equipment can be managed in their own sections. You can capture timesheet information on them. Personal details is the first tab in the HR section. You can track their benefits, disabilities, criminal record, right to work, pay details, and ethnicity. Holiday and absence. So here you can add in various absence. If I was to try and book holiday against the date where this person has some work booked for them, which I shall cover off later, the system will warn me. You can also manage their holiday entitlement. Employment history. From here we can add in an unlimited amount of history against the individual. This section is not too dissimilar from the other history sections, however, you have a history type. So you can manage things like grievances, appraisals, disciplinaries. For training, you may wish to add a cost. This information can be reported on when you do their appraisals. You can also set reminders for any training they need to do on a regular basis. Employee logs, emergency contacts and notes. You can add in their next of kin and any general notes. The final tab is the leavers tab. This is where you can track their reason for leaving and if you'd re-employ them, and any exit interview details, helping you to retain your employees. The periodicals section. This is where you would manage your contracts for any work, maintenance, cleaning, anything you do on a regular basis. Every time you enter the section, the system will prompt you to run a report. This report will show you any contracts which are due for a renewal within the next 30 or 60 days. This report ensures you won't miss any important tender dates. So here we can see a contract's been set up for this client at this site, and there's the contract manager. This is for annual water treatment and maintenance. Each contract can have its own invoice schedule. If you can imagine, after a period you'll have many contracts all with their own unique invoice schedule. And at regular periods you can select an invoice period and preview the invoice schedules that you have. You can then generate them and print them off or send them via email. This shows you any jobs associated with this contract, any purchase orders raised, some additional details, general notes, and the history tab again. Within the planner you can add in a list of tasks or assets which you are to perform maintenance or regular work on. You can enter in-depth details on each individual task or asset, including the schedule of works. This information is passed on to your remote workers, which I'll cover off later. You can collect asset history. any associated assets, and the frequency of work performed on it. Jobs. Whether you are performing quoted works or maintenance work, the system treats them the same within this section. This section has a built-in rich text feature and a spell check. Ultimately, this information could end up on a report on a client's desk or an invoice. The work orders tabs are split onto two levels. The work order details captures the main information on this job. You can add products to the work order and maintain products within the products section. You can see any job sheets which have been submitted. These could be manual job sheets which are handed in by the engineer on paper, or job sheets automatically generated by one of our remote applications, which I will cover off shortly. You can raise purchase orders against a job. These might be for products or services. And you can raise invoices against a job. You can also see, at a glance, financial information on the job. The second set of tabs, you've got the main details and any appointments against this job. Some additional details, risk assessments, method statements. You can tell us what you want to appear in here. The history of the job. You can add in any variations that you collect along the way. Any value added in here will be added onto the invoice value of the job. And on periodical jobs, you can see a list of any tasks or assets that are involved. The function of the appointments is to start pushing the work out to your remote workers. If you were to add an appointment against someone who has a holiday during this period, the system will warn you. Here you can see a number of appointments have been set against this job. To make scheduling of works easier, there is another product you can use called the IBMS dashboard. So here you can see 3 engineers and any appointments that they have. You can perform various searching and filtering, show holiday and absence, or just work related appointments. If you have a really busy week, you can switch it to month view. Appointments can easily be shifted around from person to person or to different dates. When you're happy with your appointment schedules, the work can be picked up in a number of different ways. The first way is IBMS Lite. This is a Windows application designed to run on a notebook or a netbook, preferably with a touch screen for capturing client signatures. We sell this product on a ruggedized notebook with a touch screen which can be turned into a tablet, so you can hand it to the client and they can sign. Here you can see I've been set up as the engineer on IBMS Lite, and I've got 2 appointments in the system. The appointment details shows the type, the client, and where I'm going to do the work. I can also look it up on Multimap to help me get there. Shows me the details of the work I have to complete and any worksheet notes which are taken from the site section that we covered earlier. It gives me all the contacts at this particular site. In this case, because this is a maintenance job, it gives me the individual tasks that I need to complete. can search these or filter them by location. I have further information on each task, the asset information, the schedule of works, any associated assets, any further information on the asset, and I can fill out my engineer's report on a per asset basis. I can also mark the asset for attention. When I send my job back to the office will be notified of any information I wish. I can see which purchase order has been raised on the job. There's no financial information here, but the idea is we give the engineer all the information he needs to be able to complete the appointment. I can see any relevant documentation for this particular appointment, and I can also create further documentation. I can pick from a list of predefined templates, and it's you that defines these templates. They might range from risk assessments to method statements, anything you want. I can fill in some office notes, some schedule notes, my time, attendance and materials. This is where you start to capture some costs, and my engineer's report. Finally, I would hand the notebook to the client. They would then sign, I would then sign, and I complete the job. On a regular basis, the engineer would synchronize IBMS Lite. This would then push the completed appointments back to the office and automatically create a job sheet in IBMS. Another way for engineers to complete appointments is IBMS Mobile. This runs on an Android device. Here you can see a number of appointments on the device. There is a feature which can be switched on or off on the device. In this case it's on, so when you click into a job, before you can do any work, you have to fill out a risk assessment. Once that's completed, you can then click on the Tasks tab and fill out your individual tasks, adding notes to each. You can mark it for attention to notify the office. Your general notes on the job and your time, attendance and materials. Your engineer's report, customer name, their email address, and you can then capture the client signature. With both IBMS Lite and IBMS Mobile, if you wish, a copy of the job sheet can be immediately emailed to the client, so it's waiting in their inbox before they get back to their desk. The final way of completing remote jobs is on IBMS Live. IBMS Live is a web front end for IBMS. Your employees would log into the web portal. From here they can perform a number of tasks. Here you can see we offer the employees some general documentation which is stored in IBMS. They can also approve any purchase orders for other employees and approve purchase order invoices to be paid. This is a list of their appointments. Click into one of the appointments. Here you can see the details of the appointment. Fill out the risk assessment. Have a look at any associated documents. In this case, because this is a maintenance job, you can see the individual tasks or assets that need to be completed. And they can complete their appointment, capturing the time, attendance and materials. Because this is a web portal, there is no signature. They then complete their job. You can also open up IBMS to your clients. Here we can see our web portal. We open up our help desk, allowing clients to view their help desk incidents. They can view the full details of the instance and provide us with updates, giving us vital information. Here we can see another one of our help desk web portals. We give our clients statistics on their help desk incidents raised. We allow them to update their contact information and also give them a list of their outstanding invoices. Here's a client PPM planner, giving your clients access to see what's been completed, what's outstanding. This is a diary view, allowing your clients to see who's coming to visit them and when. You can give your clients access to their jobs, any relevant documentation your client may need. This documentation is taken from the document management system from within IBMS, which I shall cover off shortly. The options here are endless. You can provide them with reports. IBMS comes with about 150 reports, but you can add, edit or delete reports as you wish. Quality auditing and KPI management. Some clients choose to open up IBMS to their suppliers. Suppliers can log in and see their work or your purchase orders. You could allow them to update their own contact information. We also offer a full-blown Crystal Report server, giving you a comprehensive reporting facility, allowing you to display in a number of graphical formats. IBMS has a quote section. From here you can manage all your quotes and turn them into jobs. You can add additional clients onto an individual quote. Quote notes. You can add products to a quote taken from the product section. Quote history with reminders to ensure you chase your quotes down. And job sheets. You can submit a job sheet onto a quote. If this quote was to turn into a job, the job sheet will carry a cost to give you more accurate costing overall. You'll notice in work orders and throughout the system, you can see job sheets, purchase orders and invoices. We've created 3 individual sections to allow you to manage this: job sheets, invoices and purchase orders. And purchase orders comes with a full-blown purchase order authorization system and a purchase invoice authorization system. PO and PI authorization requests are sent out via email and can be confirmed by clicking on links within emails, which automatically updates the system and the originator. To help you manage your purchase order invoices and your sales invoices, we have IBMS to Sage. This allows you to see at a glance any purchase invoices and sales invoices that are in IBMS and export them directly into Sage, saving hours of manpower and data inputting. There are 3 important features that work throughout the system. There is a messaging system, allowing you to send out important information via email or SMS. DMS or document management. This is a way of capturing all inbound or outbound correspondence. Any inbound correspondence can be added to any record within the system by simply dragging and dropping. You can then define a template that you want to associate the document with. Outbound correspondence can be created from within a record and stored against the record. Again, you pick from a predefined list of templates. These templates are defined by you. This ensures all outbound correspondence goes out in a uniform manner. As I mentioned previously, there's about 150 reports that IBMS comes with. Each section has its own report section. Here we can see there's 3 reports that you can run within work orders. You can add as many reports as you like. Here are some examples of some reports. A customer margins report, engineer maintenance, holiday and absence, stock reorder, help desk incident, job sheet hours, purchase orders awaiting approval, PO invoices queried, PPM works completed versus outstanding. Active quotes not turned into jobs. There's a projects or quotes section. This is to help you manage larger projects and quotes. Here we can see we've got a project set up. We have the project manager. You can capture variations along the way, and you can select the relevant client contacts. History and notes. You can also select the relevant sites to associate with this particular project and pick from the relevant site contacts. You can manage comprehensive estimates, allowing multiple suppliers to tender on the same job, accepting various tenders and updating your estimated totals. You can produce a project plan which can be exported for a Gantt chart. See any jobs that are associated with the project, any purchase orders raised, all job sheets submitted, any invoices raised, and keep tabs on your running costs. PO items or components is a full-blown stock control system where you can manage any stock that you hold on site, and you can also manage stock that you don't necessarily keep in stock but you still wish to keep tabs on prices. Perform stock transactions, keep history on items and any electrical specifications. The help desk system is something that we use in here. We touched on it briefly earlier on when we were going through the web portal. It's basically a call management system where you can log inbound calls and issues, create actions, manage SLAs, history and notes. You can create work orders from within a help desk incident and raise a quote. At a glance you can see which periodical contracts you have related to the client that this incident is against, just to make sure you should actually be doing the work. You can have a look at all outstanding actions in date order. There is an email feature that works in conjunction with this section whereby your clients can email in to a dedicated address and the details of the email will automatically be logged into the help desk. Any updates you do within the help desk will automatically be emailed back to the client. Tools, assets and equipment. This is basically a full asset list of everything that your company owns. Assets can be assigned to employees, suppliers or sites. You can perform calibration tests and the history tab. There is a RefCom section allowing you to manage your refrigerant and your cylinders. Keep transaction history, capture any notes and the standard history tab. There's also a diary section which allows you to view your diary, anybody else's diary, and the work order and holiday diary. Any terminology that you've seen within the system, we can change it to suit your terminology. This has been a very high level demonstration of the system and there has many more features. If you do have any further questions, please don't hesitate to get in contact, or I can come to site to provide you with a more in-depth demonstration. Thanks very much.